Today's episode might piss a few people off, which is exactly why it needs to exist. Because the modern manosphere, full of angry dudes yelling into microphones, full of insecurity dressed up as dominance, full of advice that has scientific credibility of a horoscope written by a raccoon. And men deserve better. My fire starters deserve better. And that's why today we're diving into the Ethical Masculinity Blueprint, the ACR Method, Autonomy, Competence, and Relatedness. Plant the spark, approved, baby. This is masculinity that works, that women actually respond to, that makes you feel grounded instead of reactive, confident instead of combative. And real quick, for my guys who want more than an episode, my full digital manuals drop in January, baby, 2026. We got deep dives. We got practical strategies. We got detachment. We got hypergamy, emotional control, conversation skills, my dudes, all broken into a step-by-step framework so you can apply this stuff, not just watch it. All right, let's spark something, baby. Come on. Now, let me tell you exactly why this manosphere stuff spreads in the first place. Because dudes are hurting. We're lonely, disoriented, right? We're disconnected from purpose, connection, guidance. And instead of giving men the tools, the manosphere gives them the tantrums. Look, the manosphere model says women are the problem. Society is the problem. If you're not getting laid, it's because you're not high value enough. And so what do men do? They go out there and they become, really obsessed with the status game, right? The status game. What are other people doing? How can I puff myself up to show what I'm doing? They're obsessed with the body count. And for some reason, these dudes are really happy to pronounce their number as a really high number. Yeah, we know you don't have that high of a number, my dudes. And then they get pissed when the woman's number is up there too. Like, who you guys effing? You got toxic detachment. You got the never care first model. Guys, this stuff is absolute trash. You got emotional deadness, right? Emotional deadness. Here at PlantTheSpark, baby, we're starting a fire. We are starting a fire of attraction. And what's the result of all this toxic masculinity manosphere BS? You become a parody of masculinity, my men. Come on. A cardboard cutout of confidence. A man who uses words like alpha in serious sentences. It's not serious. It ain't cool. Alpha is about as cool as skibbity toilet, my friends. Look, research from the APA, from Baumeister, from the self-determination theory shows that men thrive not when they become emotionally numb, but when they build inner stability, my friends. Here's the research in plain English. Autonomy, freedom plus self-direction equals confidence. Competence, skill building equals attraction plus success. Relatedness, connection, mental health, and fulfillment. The ACR method, baby. Right here on Plant the Spark, we are going to dive deep into ethical masculinity without the insecurity of the manosphere. Masculinity without the misogyny, my dudes, my kings, and my queens, because I know you love this stuff. Masculinity without the emotional constipation. This is the blueprint, baby. Let's break it down. Autonomy is the sexiest thing a man can have. It's also the thing that the manosphere does not teach because it can't be faked. Autonomy means I'm good with me. I'm good with my decisions. My decisions are mine. My life is mine, and my worth doesn't fluctuate with a woman's interest level. Here's the science. Baumeister's research in intrinsic motivation shows that people who feel autonomous, they show higher attractiveness, baby. They show higher attractiveness. They show more charisma, right? Riz, right? Kids, we know what Riz is. It's just charisma, my guys. It's more influence, right? I mean, they show better dating outcomes. Now, why is this? Why does autonomy have such a strong effect on people? Well, I'll tell you why. Because autonomy communicates that you are not a slave to external approval, my guys. You are not a slave to the system. You don't care what society has to say about your value because you know your value. You ever see a guy on a date lie about his hobbies, right? Oh, you like yoga? I love yoga. Bro. I mean, dude, bro looks like he's never touched a mat in his life, let alone a woman. That is not attraction. That is a contortion. You are twisting yourself up in a pretzel for yoga? Hmm. Autonomy sounds like yoga's cool, not my jam, but tell me why you like it. Boom. Respectful, confident, grounded, baby. Come on now. Women don't want you to be her clone, my dudes. They want you to be an independent force that chooses her, not relies on her. Now, competence, right? Competence is your quiet flex, not the TikTok screaming into the mic flex, right? Real competence. This is mastery we're talking about. It's what women respond to biologically, evolutionarily, psychologically, my guys. We're talking hypergamy at its full max, baby. Now, from the perspective of evolutionary psychology, right, what does competence signal? Back in the day when we needed to be able to survive, well, it signaled survival ability, my guys. Can you get away from that saber-toothed tiger? Can you collect the right berries and not poison everyone in the camp? I mean, look, we need to survive. We need stability, right? It signals stability. It signals reliability, and everyone loves reliability, right? I mean, except for maybe the avoidant. It signals resourcefulness, the capacity to handle adversity. I mean, listen, guys, this is one of those things that you cannot take a shortcut on. Competence, competent doesn't mean you need a six-figure job, but here's a secret, right? You can handle your emotions. You don't need a jawline sharp enough to slice deli meat. You need to be able to handle your emotions. You show that you can fix problems, not create chaos, right? We're not chaos agents here. It's not always about us. It's not about a fight, right? You can self correct. Like, it's okay to make mistakes, my guys. You don't collapse under pressure, right? I mean, pressure, that's right where we want to be. We need a little tension, right? You want a little bit of tension because you can show that you can control that tension. You can stay grounded in your ethical masculinity, right? It shows that you're actually good at something, and women dig a man who can be good at something, my guys. And it doesn't need to be some special, hobby, right? You don't need to come out and take up blacksmithing unless that's your jam, my dudes, right? But if you want to do something like that, play the guitar, whatever, then be good at it. Throw yourself into it. You ever watch a man try to flirt and then panic because she didn't laugh at the joke? Yeah. He immediately goes into tap dance mode, right? No? No good? I have others. Wait, this one you'll like. Brother, breathe. A competent man stays steady. A competent man laughs at his own joke and moves on. And he laughs at the fact that maybe sometimes he is a joke. It's okay, right? Play is fun. A competent man knows his worth isn't based on someone else's reaction. competence equals stability, baby. And stability equals attraction. Now, come on now. That's what we do here. This is not just dating advice. It's what the research says. I mean, studies from Eastwick and Finkel repeatedly show women value emotional competence as highly as physical traits. You show them you can do something, and you don't need to look like Don Draper, baby. Come on now. You don't need to look like Youngblood. And now we get to the one the Manosphere hates, right? And this is the one that I love, baby, because this is the one they're terrified of. Relatedness, connection, intimacy, right? That central, deep bond, baby. Showing warmth without losing masculinity, because that's what ethical masculinity is all about. The research shows people high on relatedness, they are more charisma. Bust that Riz out, baby. You know you've got it. They build faster trust with people, right? I mean, come on now. They mean stronger attraction. Everyone loves someone who can relate with them, man. Who knows, who mirrors, who feels the pain with them, right? They have better long-term relational outcomes, which is what we're going for, my guys. Look, the Manosphere says never show feelings. That is not masculinity, my dudes. That is fear. And the Manosphere, that toxic masculinity that they talk about all the time, that stuff is turning you into a scared little baby boy. Don't be that scared little baby boy. Be a man. Real masculinity is I know my feelings and I choose how to express them however I want, right? As long as it's controlled, not hurting someone else. Control, not suppression. Strength, not numbness. You can say, I had a rough day. I'm good, but I just want to chill tonight. That's masculine, man. She sees your emotional literacy. She sees your openness. She sees the deep layers. You're like that onion in Shrek, baby. Come on now. Weakness isn't having emotions. Weakness is pretending you don't. We are human beings and we are ethically masculine fire starters. Let's get that woman we want. Ladies, get the man that you want. Right? Show strength. Now, why does ethical masculinity attract women? Right? Why is it like a magnet? Because women don't want an alpha. They don't want a sigma, right? They want a high value man, a man who knows himself. Ethical masculinity triggers long-term female attraction for a few reasons, right? And chief among them is because it feels safe. They love it because it feels grounded, right? They don't feel like they have to perform, right? You're definitely not performing. And that makes it feel really rare, right? It's not peacocking around, puffing up your chest, running into the gym and checking out all the ladies and telling them to get off the machines. What are you doing here anyway? Come on. This stuff feels stable. It feels adult, right? Not like immature little boys who don't understand emotions or how to talk to women. You guys are pathetic and sad. And that's why you need PlantTheSpark, baby. Come on now. Women are biologically wired to avoid inconsistency. I mean, emotional chaos is not attractive. It's unattractive to both sexes. But women pick up on it faster because dudes are like, she's hot. I'll take a little crazy. Here's what women actually respond to, right? And this is supported by research. Number one, emotional regulation. They love that stuff, man. And you should too, right? They like confidence without arrogance. Now, again, that's a hard line sometimes, right? That's a hard line. I know it is for me because I like to brag about myself occasionally in a joking way and it comes across as being a dick. That's all right. Leadership without controlling behavior, right? Show leadership without needing to push people around, right? You inspire, you motivate, you make them want to be better. Humor balanced with maturity. Dude, look, dick jokes and pervy stuff, right? And that's what she said. That's all fun and games. It's fun, but add something to your repertoire. Sexual energy without desperation, my dudes. You got that energy, but you don't need to sleep with her. You will if she wants you to, and if you want to, but you don't need to. Stability without dullness. Chicks dig that, man. Right? You're stable, but you're not boring. Ethical masculinity is the perfect blend of the traits that you need and the ethical nature that women want. Look, what are the practical steps for the ACR method? All right, fire starters. Here's the part you probably need to bust out the notepad and take notes, right? This is how you apply ethical masculinity. So, number one, autonomy practices, daily, non negotiables, my dudes. Go to the gym, hit a book, do a craft, something you own, right? Something that's you. Stop over explaining your decisions. You are in control of your life. Say no without apology. Look, I know sometimes we want to soften the blow of the no. You don't need to. Just tell them no, right? If you're an ethically masculine man, they will understand because they know your character. You are stable. Keep a life independent of her availability, my dudes. All right, competence practices. I want you to pick one skill to master over the next 3 months, right? The same amount of time you might have to go into no contact if it's not working out with your little chica, right? All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick one social skill, like, teasing, eye contact, your pacing, the openers, right? Dating openers, these types of things, asking for numbers, these kind of things. I want you to learn emotional regulation, deep breathing, labeling emotion, CBT reframing. And I want you to build physical confidence, posture, stride, vocal tone. I want you to work on all of these things, right? For 3 months. 3 months. And then I want you to go into the relatedness practices, right? I want you to go up to someone and give warmth without over giving warmth. Just the tip. Just the tip. I want you to validate without collapsing. I want you to share feelings responsibly. I feel, not you made me, right? I want you to make your lady or the people in your life, I want you to make them feel seen. Make them feel seen. Ethical masculinity isn't soft. It's controlled fire. It's warmth with teeth. If this episode hit you in the chest a little, good. Because the world has been whispering to men to be quiet or shouting at them to be angry. And both are completely missing the mark and completely wrong. We aren't raising boys here at PlantTheSpark. We are refining men, men who lead with strength and clarity, fire starters with purpose, with swagger, with emotional precision. That's ethical masculinity. Now, quick announcement for the guys who want the next level. You know who I'm talking about, fire starters. We've got the PlantTheSpark digital manuals dropping in January. These are not fluffy ebooks. These are deep, scientific, practical frameworks built from evolutionary psychology, attachment research, attraction studies, and real world coaching. It's everything we talk about here, but expanded 10 times. These are going to provide tools to ground yourself, tools to stop chasing, tools to understand women, attraction, and most importantly, yourself. Tools to become a man who doesn't just spark interest, he sustains the fire, baby. And of course, smash that like, hit subscribe, share with a dude who desperately wants to escape the manosphere. All right, fire starters, that's it for today. Stay ethical, stay masculine, and I'll see you in the next one, baby.